I had had enough.
Well, you drove out there into the middle of nowhere and had some sort of loud verbal display challenging ET in general out in the middle of nowhere?
That's what I was doing. I actually had a pistol in my hand at the time. I was really ticked off. When I was having this fit, I was waving the gun in the air, okay, and I had this fit. And at this moment, I said, okay.
He was a Louisiana man named Montaldo. Folks around called him Six Gun Joe. Worked with ICAR, don't you know? Investigating UFOs. Out for a drive with a gal one night, they stopped to check out the reporting site. When an alien lit right there on the ground, he commenced to throwing his weight around. Now, old Six Gun didn't take too kindly to that kind of thing, especially without Vaseline or anything like that, Seriously. Well, Six Gun looked that critter right in the eye and said, "Any last wish before you die?" Yo, reached for his gun, quick as a twitch, and said, "Fill your claw, you son of a bitch." Now a legend spread across the land about this pistol-waving man. But if you're from space or from Earth below, you don't give no lip to Six Gun Joe.
Hey, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Sunday night edition of Into the Night with me, your host, Sean Kelly. What a beautiful day. The Steelers won today. They beat the New York Jets, so I'm happy as a jaybird on that one. Hey, Kevin, good to see you. Kurt, wow, a lot of people popping in already, which is great. I love it. Heidi, good to see you. Joni, good to see you. Ooh, Sally, wow, good. This is cool as hell. I like it. I like it. I have a couple announcements I need to make. First of all, this is the start. Thank you, Mr. Kevin. Appreciate that. But today's starts a brand new show after mine. Well, it's not brand new. They've been on, I do believe, Tuesday afternoons, but they got moved to my show Sunday night at 9:10, and that is the show is called "Don't Whistle at Night." Okay, it's Dawn and Darren Yazzie. Hey, Donna Copus, how are you, girl? Good to see you. Hi, all. Needed Sean's calming presence tonight for sure. Thank you very much. I hope I do the job for you. But it's Dawn and Darren Yazzie. Their podcast is Don't Whistle at Night. Comes on at 9:10 Eastern Time. And tonight they're going to be talking about exploring the myths and facts of the Skinwalker. Oh, Sundays? Oh, 12 Mountain, which would be 2 o'clock my time. Okay. Thank you, Heidi, for that. Boy, I'll tell you what. So, just like with my friend CL, please, 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 after my show tonight, Okay, why don't you go over and stick around and listen to Don't Whistle at Night? Give them some love. I got the best. I got the best chat room in the whole wide world here, in all podcast world. I do. I know for a fact, no doubt. So after my show, go over and um, check them out. If anybody has a link to their show for tonight, could you please share it? I would truly appreciate it. Now, the second announcement is that, like I said earlier before, that this is my first night that I just go back to my hour show. Hey, Holly, good to see you. Now, it was a pleasure doing an extra half hour with you guys tonight, but we have to keep it, respectable for Mr. Yazzies, the brothers. So, and it's going to be good. It's going to be interesting. So I'm back to the hour, which is great for me. It is totally, totally great for me. And the third thing I want to mention is that I want to thank UPRN Talk Radio 105.3 Mississippi, 107.7 New Orleans. So a little editorial here. I want to throw this question out for you guys and ladies and gents and everybody out there in podcast world and in the chat room. Do you think that Halloween is for children only or adults? Need to know. What's your feeling on that? Do you think it's for children? Do you think it's for adults? Or do you think it's for both? Because I know when I was a young man way back then, as an adult, oh boy, Halloween is for everybody. Jessica goes, okay. Kurt says adults. Okay. And the reason why I say that, okay, Sally says Halloween is for everyone who wants to celebrate it. And it is a celebration, yes. But I know that I used to get stinking drunk on Halloween, go to the bars, and not even dress up. I think my best costume was the half a moon. It was pretty cool looking. I won an award for it. But I used to work at the haunted houses and all that good stuff. And I don't know. It just seems like to me. It's like night and day. Everyone, and everyone likes the spooky season. Thank you, Kevin. I will try to get it to everybody's comments in here tonight. But see, to me, it's night and day. All right. Okay. And what I mean by night and day, yes, for children going out and getting the candies, dressing up, parents taking them out. The only thing I do not like is when parents take their children out, they got a can of beer in their hand. And I've seen a lot of that lately, and I don't like that at all. No. But and I remember, getting candy when I was a youngster. At one point in time, they had a thing going on where people would actually put razor blades into the apples, and I remember in candy. So I remember whenever we got home from trick or treating, my mom or my dad would take a knife and cut through the apple to see if there was any razor blades or anything, different, that could harm me or my brother. So I just wanted to bring that up for the little editorial. Now for the adults, I mean, there's costumes and there's some pretty cool costumes, but man, I'll tell you what, Johnny says she don't partake in Halloween. Okay, that's great. More power to you, John. If you want to, if you don't want to, it don't matter. But some of them costumes, Heidi's granddaughter was a spooky season baby. Oh, cool. Was a spooky season baby. Thank you for sharing that, Miss Heidi. But some of them adult costumes for women are little risque. Let me put it that way. A little risque. So that's why I brought that up, you know. And then you got your, and I love some of the trick or treaters that come around because we always pass out candy. Well, we played it really smart, and maybe this will help you guys out. Instead of going out and buying candy, what we do, okay, what we do is go out and we buy microwave popcorn, about 3 or 4 boxes of microwave popcorn, and we pass those out. Sally says in Brentwood, it's common to drink while trick or treating. Some people pass out alcohol to the parents. I'm guilty of public drinking myself, but that's really the only night of the year. Ah, okay, Sally. Thank you for sharing that. I did not know that in Brentwood. I did not know that. But thank you for telling me. But yeah. So if you want to have a good treat for somebody, you can pass. We pass out that microwave popcorn, and people love it. And so do the kids too. So whenever you go out trick or treating this year, just be careful. You know, please be careful. That's all I ask. That's all I ask. Sally says, I don't agree with it, though. I have strong feelings about alcohol. Me too, hon. So that's my editorial for tonight. Just be safe when it comes to Halloween. I also want to tell you, too, how I came up with the topic tonight. And I'm going to tell it's going to be all Halloween based all the way through October, the majority of it. And the reason why I was going to work the other day, and it was like in the 50s, and you could just smell fall in the air. Okay, the leaves are changing, and it just I love the fall. I love the fall, and they and seeing the trees, the leaves turn. I tell you what, Pennsylvania is a very, very beautiful state to see during fall season when the leaves change. Pennsylvania is gorgeous. Yes, the smell of leaves, the smell of pumpkins in the air whenever people carve them out and put it out there on their porch, or looking at all the damn candy. Oh my God, so much Halloween candy out there right now. Hey, Miss CL, good to see you, hon. And CL Thomas, my friend, her podcast is the Gateway Podcast, and that's on Tuesday nights at 9:15 Eastern Time. And she has an awesome podcast, and we all know that. But that's why driving to work that one day, it just felt like Halloween. It felt like fall, I like going to pumpkin patches. I don't know about anybody else. Hey, good day, Mish. Joni, my nephew almost got hit by a car while trick or treating. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm glad he's okay today. But I remember when I was young that somebody would rake up all their leaves and put it in the big pile, and we used to jump in the pile of leaves. Sometimes we would hide under there, But so that's what I came up. That's why came up with the topic for tonight, because there's going to be so many topics coming up until October, and that's why I figured I'd start off with this topic tonight. It's the origins of Halloween. Okay. Now I'm sorry, but there's a it's a festival. I call it Samhain, but I know that's wrong. And to all the people who practice Wicca and Wiccan, please forgive me for really not pronouncing that name right. Halloween originates from the ancient Celtic festival of Samhain, which marked the end of summer and the harvest and the beginning of winter. The Celts believed the boundary between the living and the dead blurred on October 31st, allowing spirits to return to Earth. to appease spirits and avoid them. People lit bonfires and wore costumes. The Christian church later incorporated Samhain traditions into the feast of All Saints' Eve, All Hallows' Eve, leading to the modern holiday. And to me, Halloween is great. But we'll talk about the veil here for a minute, okay? Ever since getting into the paranormal field a long time ago, they talked about this veil that separated our world and the spirit world, okay? And they said that when it comes down around Halloween, that the veil thins out. And that gives the opportunity for the spirits to cross over into our realm. But when I started investigating the paranormal, okay, and as years went by, I have no doubt in my mind that there's no more veil left, okay, for all the investigations I have done, for all the craziness that goes on in the house or anywhere, cemetery, whatever. I believe the veil is completely down now. I don't know how you feel, everybody. Maybe to you guys or ladies out there, the veil's still, intact. But to me, I don't, because I've witnessed, I have seen crazy stuff that happened not around Halloween, but like all year round. Kevin says when you cut an apple vein, too, you can see the shape of a pentagram. Oh, charm magic is everywhere. Okay. Now, would you consider magic part of Halloween, Kevin? And so to me, the veil's completely down. And spirits walk among us right now. They really do. Okay. Are there spirits out there? Hey, Mark Eddie, good to see you. Do you think the spirits are out there to hurt us? Do you think by lighting bonfires or dressing up for Halloween scares the spirits and the demons away? 24/7. Heidi says, I believe the veil is gone and have had more experience than ever. 24/7. Okay, Heidi, thank you for sharing that. And a lot of people ask me, like, why do you think the veil is completely gone? And I believe that it's because of all the negativity that's going out there in the world. That there's so much negativity that the negative energy, is just like covering it, if you know what I mean. That's how I feel about it. So what do you do when you run into a spirit or a ghost or, a demon, whatever? What do you do? Question is, what can't you do? Hey, Laurel, good to see you. Good evening, Sean. I celebrate Samhain. Thank you. Ancient holiday and beautiful. Has nothing to do with trick or treat and what people made it into. And yes, the veil is thin, but one has to really understand and be open to understand. No dressing up, baking, and cooking good foods. Candles, lots of candles. Thank you for sharing that. Especially Samhain. Okay, I'm glad you put that in there. Now it's easier for me to say. Kevin says, yes, the veil thin all year round, but yes, magical as it's all amplified spooky season. They dress up to blend in with the spirits because Kid Tory says veil is thin and spirits aplenty during Samhain. Yeah, I said it right. But I don't know. So if you encountered a ghost, you know, and I'm going to give you some good advice here. Don't run. Don't run from it. Okay. Don't run. Just acknowledge it, really. Say, hey, I know you're here. I see you, but you don't have to scare me. You know, I'm not going to be afraid of you. I'm just acknowledging that I know you're there. And believe it or not, when you do that, when you acknowledge a spirit, okay, kind of like throws a monkey wrench into the spirit's wanting to scare you or not. You know what I mean? Come on, Mish. I love you, girl. I'm glad you live in Australia. That's all I can say. What if a ghost is about to eat you? No, you're right, Kevin. It's okay, Heidi. Uh, you see a ghost, say hello, and keep on going. But you know what? If you want to keep going, go, man, go. They're not going to eat you, according to Mish. Okay, they're not going to eat you. I will tell you that. They'll definitely not eat you. But I believe the veil has something is gone, and the ghosts are here. The ghosts are here. Just don't run away from them. And if you're scared, and you just tell them that they have to leave, they have to. No, 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 God, Mish, I love you. You're the greatest. But yeah, just don't be afraid of them, and everything will be okay. Now, the ancient Celtic roots saw when I said it right again. Yeah. When is it? November 1st, marking the Celtic New Year and the end of summer. Sally says, oh man, I hadn't even thought about how everything would be amped for the season. Oh, trust me, Miss Sally Forth, it is definitely getting amped up. It's starting now. November 1st is the marking of the Celtic New Year and the end of summer. It was a harvest festival where the barrier between the living and the dead was believed to be the thinnest. When we discussed that. We also discussed the beliefs that the dead return to Earth, sometimes causing trouble or damage to crops. And we also talked about the traditions. Okay. Now, thank God for AI. And I tell that every time because I'd be lying to you if I knew this at the top of my head. But I'm not lying to you. I use AI here. It works. So, I'm getting some good stuff from AI. But the traditions, hey, Michelle, good to see you, hon. The bonfires, costumes, divination. And this is crazy when I read this. It kind of blew me away. Celtic priests or druids performed rituals to predict the future. Kevin says, yes, which is New Year's Eve, October 31st. Yes, it is. And then November 1st comes around and it is All Saints Day, which, I commemorate. I give kudos to Christianity for allowing them to put their beliefs in with the Wiccan beliefs. Yes. Um, so that's how I really believe that they did that. I think they also did that for Christmas too. I'm not sure. Now, the Christian influence of All Hallows Eve, which is Halloween. Okay. The Christian church, rather than banning the pagan practices, integrated them into their own holidays. Like I was just saying, I highly commend them for doing that. Really, at that one point in time when the Christian church decided to do that, I think they were honestly out there reaching to not participate, but to extend like an olive branch to the Wiccans. I really believe that. That's how I feel inside my heart, you know. November 1st was designated as All Saints' Day, All Hallows' Day by Pope Gregory III to honor saints and martyrs. Charlie Brown, oh yeah. Was it Linus? Was it Linus and Linus? He would go sit in the pumpkin patch waiting for the great pumpkin. Oh yes, Kevin's right. Charlie Brown in the pumpkin patch. Yes. Now the evolution in America for Halloween. Halloween traditions were brought to America by European immigrants, particularly the Irish fleeing the potato famine in the 1840s. Mhm. American Halloween blended Celtic and English customs, developing into a more community-centered holiday in the late 1800s. And the modern traditions, activities like trick-or-treating and carving pumpkins into jack-o'-lanterns became widespread, with the use of pumpkins being a new world adaptation. So, that's it for the origins. But who goes out and does pumpkins? Who carves pumpkins? I do. And whenever we carve pumpkins, you know how you have to get all that gook out of the inside of the pumpkin. Okay. What I used to do, we never made pumpkin pie with it. But what we would do is we would get the pumpkin seeds and separate it. And then we'd throw it in the oven and dry them out, toast the seeds, yes. And eat the pumpkin seeds. That was like a little tradition in our house. And speaking, American traditions, my mom was really big into Halloween. She kind of still is. Pumpkin jam. Oh, God, gross. Laurel says we carved turnips back in the old world. Yes, yes. Oh my God, pumpkin jam. Oh my, that's just like eating Vegemite. Vegemite, that stuff they have down in Australia. Yucky stuff like that. But, just like Christmas traditions, we have a Halloween tradition at our house where we buy pizza, and we have pizza when it's Halloween night, and we usually eat about 4:30, set up, and pass out the candy. Hey, Joe Fox, good to see you. Heidi Gold says, kind of like apple butter, Kevin. I love apple. Oh, I love apple butter. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness gracious. That's another tradition that we did, but I didn't do it too much. Did anybody bob for apples at parties? Oh, I wouldn't. No, 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 no. You know what, Mish? I've heard of pumpkin soup, and I've tried it, and I liked it. Oh, I'm glad you caught me, Joe. I'm glad you got to pop in. But so we eat pizza, and then at 4:30, and then we make let's see. Then my brother dresses up as Friar Tuck. No shit, he dresses up as Friar Tuck, and he passes out candy. Maybe someday, maybe this Halloween, I'll do a little tape of how we give out, the popcorn to the kids. I'll let my brother go at it. So that's our traditions, and it's okay to have a Halloween tradition, But, the more I looked into Halloween and Samhain, and from the Celtics, and having an Irish background, it got me really, really interested. And I'm not going to throw it all out there in this show tonight because, like I said, I am going to go and do a lot of shows pertaining to Halloween and in the fall. Crusty bread. Okay. Mish says, once when I was a Girl Guides, I bobbed for apples. That's cool. But listen, everybody, it is at the 30 minute mark, and this is going to go fast because I only got the hour. But I do have to take a break, okay? And so you guys can go and do what you need to do. Have it, get something to drink, do whatever, smoke a cigarette, go outside, feed the squirrels, do, whatever you got to do. So I will be back in about 2 minutes.
The night has come, it's cold and losing my control. Your light is gone, and lonely darkness fill my soul. I wish that you could save me from my isolation. It's way too complicated. Let's stop this conversation. Stop this conversation. We got no relation. I have come, it's cold and losing my control. The light is gone.
Hey, welcome back to the second part of Into the Night with me, your host, Sean Kelly. A couple announcements real quick. I want to thank UPRN Talk Radio, 105.3 Mississippi, 107.7 New Orleans, for allowing me to give you an hour on Sunday nights and on Tuesday nights on this platform, UPRN Talk Radio. My shows are 8:10 to 9:10 p.m. Eastern. Okay. So I like what Mish came up with. Oh, don't forget that right after my show at 9:10 p.m. Eastern, this is Dawn and Darren Yazzie. Their podcast is called Don't Whistle at Night, and they will be exploring the myths and facts of the skinwalker. That looks like to be very, very interesting. Okay, what do the churches think of Halloween? And I like what Heidi had to say about that, and I totally agree. They have what you call here, I guess everywhere now, is called trunk or treat. And what they do is that they go, a lot of it is done in the church's parking lot, where like during the daytime, about 3 or 4 in the afternoon, people come and they make a circle or however they park, and they give out candy to children, and the candy is inside the trunk, which I think is really good, and it's really, really safe. Thank you, Heidi. Thank you very much. But I don't know about like the old strict Catholics or whatever thinking about Halloween. I know I did a Catholic school for 12 years, and there was no problem at all with them letting us celebrate Halloween. Um, let me see, what do we got here? Some people wrote some. Mish is going to make coffee. That's good. And Heidi said about the churches. So, the first half of the show, we talked about the origins. Now, what I want to discuss, okay, in the second part of the show. So I happened to, look it up, and okay, welcome back, Mish. Um, is there a dark side of Halloween? Now we talked about the origin, which is the happy Halloweens. Now I said, for every good thing there must be a bad thing about it. Well, I said, and is there a dark side of Halloween? And there is. There is a dark side. I mean, people go out and they play with the Ouija board. Oh, you're welcome, Mish. And all kinds of nasty stuff. They do rituals. They do spells. And I'm not saying all spells are bad. In fact, I'm going to probably do a show on spells. Find somebody who does spells, and we can talk about it, and then go from there. Because this is going to be going on all this month and all of October. So, and anyway, everybody, well, what you're talking about this, if anybody wants a topic, to be discussed on my show in the next 2 months, please send me a message and we can talk about it. It might be a good one. In fact, they'll all be good ones. So I do want to get into the werewolves, the vampires. I mean, the Celtic traditions and all kinds of good stuff. But I mean, it's not going to be like every Sunday and Tuesday night. Making it, all these shows will be on Sunday nights since it's relaxation night. Sunday night's relaxation for me. Tommy Miller, good to see you, buddy. It's been a long time. I'm glad you're excited for some Halloween talk. You missed the good talk at the first half. Now we're going to talk about the dark side of Halloween. Refers to the holiday's ancient Celtic origins linked to Samhain, a festival marking the end of the summer and thinning the veil between the living and the dead, often involving appeasing spirits. The historical context also includes concerns about pagan practices, the emergence of sinister themes like ghosts and demons in later traditions, and the modern phenomenon of cults and criminal groups exploiting the holiday for dark purposes. Some religious viewpoints also describe a dark side in the context of glorifying evil, the occult, and embracing negativity. Heidi says there is a tradition right outside of Topeka in a town called Stall, Kansas, that claims the cemetery is one of 7 portals to hell. I think he talked about that before on his show, Heidi, about the 7 portals to hell, about that cemetery. I think he did. I'm not sure. But now, I was too busy hunting ghosts on Halloween. Okay. I was too busy going and doing investigations here and there and doing some speaking engagements. But I really, in all my investigating years, I never heard anybody saying that there was an evil side of Halloween, a dark side. Kevin says the thing is there are good witches and bad witches like regular people. You know what? I know some bad witches and I know some good witches. But I accept everybody for who they are. That's who I am. Okay. They say that there's white witches and black witches. You know what? I'm going to get a witch on, a couple of witches on here that are going to talk about, their religion, um, their what they do during around Halloween, and I really enjoy it. I have a lot of friends who are witches that practice the Wiccan religion. I have a lot of them, you know, and they're all beautiful people, and that's the guys and the girls who practice Wiccan, you know. Um, but we'll see what they have to say. I think that would be a very, very interesting show. In fact, that might be a two-parter show. A Sunday and a Tuesday night one. I don't know yet. We'll see. But like I said before, okay, um, if you want to have a nice talking, if you have anything that you want to talk about, especially in the Halloween season, if you want to talk about it on my show, feel free to do so. You send me a message, okay? Send me a message, and then we could talk about it. Heidi said, yes, I have mentioned Stall, Kansas before. People go there on Hallows Eve, and stuff is supposed to happen. Well, Heidi, I got 3 more years, and I can retire, okay? And I am going to go to Stall, Kansas, and I'm going to go to this place that you talk about. And I'm going to see if something happens. Seriously, and I'm not joking. I'm going to go. I'm going to go. And that's a really nice thing about retirement coming up for me. I can go to the places I couldn't go because I work so much. Yes. But I'll be making a trip out to Stall, Kansas. That's on my bucket list right now. But the Celtic origins of Samhain, Halloween, okay, I keep reading this, okay? Okay. The appeasement of spirits to protect themselves from malevolent spirits and honor the dead. People made offerings of food and set out bonfires. Sounds like a plan, Miss Heidi. I'll meet you halfway there, hon. But I have a question to ask everybody out there tonight. What's the deal about the bonfires? Can someone explain to me what is so big about the bonfires to appease the spirits? I don't understand. Kevin, anybody out there have an idea? I don't know. If you have an idea or you do know the reason why, could you share it? And then I'll share it to everybody out there in podcast world. But there's a sinister themes. Over time, the festival became associated with supernatural beings like ghosts, witches, demons, and black cats, which were believed to roam the earth, requiring people to appease these dark forces. Well, you have, there's no doubt about it. You have to appease the dark cats, the black cats. You know what I mean? Okay, Mitch says fire burns vapors. Okay, Joe says he has no clue. Heidi says fire, gazing, scrying. But I don't know. I like those ideas. It just I don't understand the bonfires. But maybe the more into this month and next month, I'll probably find out the bonfires, and I'll get back to every one of y'all what the bonfires are all about. But why would you want to appease a ghost? That's true too, Mish. Fire creates light. That's a good deal. I don't know. I wouldn't want to appease a ghost unless you belong to a cult. That does things in order to create, to please or do things to appease it. I don't know. I can't really wrap my head around it. So I guess you could say, for instance, and nothing against the vampire world, because I know there's a lot of people out there that belong to the vampire world out there. Possession, maybe, that's possible, Kurt. Does it have anything to do with harvesting, Heidi? I don't know. That's a good question. Everyone got some great questions on this. Bonfire to light the way for lost spirits. Oh yes, love fire scrying. Um, but I don't know, and I just lost my train of thought, which is not good. Oh, is it a bad thing? Like like the vampires. That's what I was talking about. They, from what I understand, they draw blood, and stuff like that. Um, who knows why? Is it to appease like Count Dracula, or is it to appease? I don't know. I can't see appeasing anything like that. Seriously, I can't. I don't know, but that's just me. Modern and social dark side. Some sinister groups and occults may exploit the holiday themes of the occult to carry out dark rituals, criminal activities, or to gain new followers, attracting individuals interested in the darker aspects of the supernatural. What happened to that vampire lady? I don't know, dude. I don't know what happened to the vampire lady. There's a lot of vampire ladies out there. I don't know. Um, and here's a scary thought on the dark side. Embrace the negativity. Some sources suggest that Halloween provides an opportunity for negative human behaviors and tendencies to manifest, leading in an increased meanness or negativity in the holiday. Wow. Are we talking mental illness here, maybe? I'm not a doctor, but is this thing. So, this is just like really crazy shit, you know? But even if it is true or not true, whatever, I enjoyed my Halloween. I really do. And I'm going to have a lot of fun this year. And I'm going to have a lot of fun with all my people out there who watch my show or listens to my show into the night. And I'm really looking forward to it. There's one more. Okay. The pagan roots of the dark side. For some of the pagan roots of Halloween associated with appeasing death and evil spirits are seen as dark side and they conflict with their religious beliefs. Huh. And it's the glorification of evil. There are concerns that the themes of witches, vampires, and zombies, especially when taken to extremes, can promote negativity and the glorification of evil, which some religious groups oppose. Um, but and maybe you might agree with me on this, maybe some people might not, but we are in the 21st century. So whatever's going on and whatever's happening out there, okay, um, we're used to it. And whatever comes down the pike, we just have to deal with it. But we are getting close to the witching hour. I have a couple minutes left. I want to thank everybody for coming. Do people in Africa celebrate Halloween? I don't know. Would you want me to Google that real quick? Hold on a second. Let me see. Do people in Africa celebrate Halloween? No, they don't. Halloween is not a traditional celebration in Africa. It is a Western holiday. And does Australia celebrate Halloween? Halloween hasn't always been well acknowledged in Australia, but over recent years, more people have started to celebrate this special holiday. It's not uncommon today to see kids trick-or-treating in costumes on the 31st of October, and adults are adverse to joining in the fun either. So, yes for Australia, no for Africa. So there you go. Joe Fox, thank you very much for the kind words. I want to thank everybody for coming in and participating in the chat. It was nice to see a lot of people in here that I haven't seen for a while. I hope you have an enjoyable week. And I will definitely see you on Tuesday. Don't forget, kill me away. No callers here. Okay, that's cool, Mitch. Hey, Miss CL again. You're welcome, Mitch. Don't forget, at 9:10 tonight, Eastern Time, it is Don't Whistle at Night with Dawn and Darren Yazzie. And their topic tonight will be exploring the myths and facts of the Skinwalker. So if you ain't doing anything, you're welcome, Heidi, and much gratitude to you too. And if you're not listening, after my show, go over and listen to Dawn and Darren Yazzie and give them a big Sunday welcome on UPR and Talk Radio. So children, if you can, please. Well, Mr. Kurt has. Thank you, Sean. By the way, you look great, buddy. Can't wait for this whole month with Halloween. Take care, everybody. Thank you for the kind words, Kurt. Thank you so much. Children, if you can, please go to your parents and give them a hug and tell them that you love them. Okay? And parents, please give your children a hug and tell them that you love them. And if you have no parents and if you have no children, find somebody, give them a hug, and tell them that you love them. Because those 3 words, I love you, go a long way. And on that note, everybody have a good night. See you Tuesday night. Good night.